My beloved child, I know that your heart is heavy tonight, weighed down by burdens that feel far too great for you to carry alone, and I am here to tell you that you do not have to carry them anymore. You have been walking through a storm that seems to have no end, looking for a place of safety where the winds of worry cannot reach you. And I want you to know that I am that shelter you have been frantically searching for. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and let the noise of the world fade away as you listen to my voice. For I have come to speak peace directly into the center of your chaos. I see the way you toss and turn when the lights go out, playing out every possible scenario in your mind, trying to solve problems that have not even happened yet. And I feel the tension that you hold in your shoulders. You have convinced yourself that if you worry enough, you can somehow control the outcome. But this constant state of alertness is only draining the strength you need for today. I am inviting you to step out of the rain of your own thoughts and step into the warm, protective embrace of my arms, where fear loses its power and where your soul can finally find the rest it has been craving for so long. You often wonder if anyone truly understands the depth of the anxiety you face, the way your chest tightens when the unexpected happens, or how you put on a brave face for everyone else while you are crumbling inside. I want you to know that nothing is hidden from me, for I am the one who knit you together, and I know every fragile part of your spirit that needs tending to right now. You are not weak for feeling this way, nor are you a failure for struggling to keep it all together. You are simply a weary traveler who has been trying to navigate a treacherous path without realizing that I have been walking beside you the entire time. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes not from physical labor, but from the mental marathon of overthinking, of constantly analyzing the past and fearing the future. And I see that this fatigue has settled deep within your bones. You have been running on empty, fueled only by adrenaline and the fear of letting others down. But I did not design you to live in a perpetual state of survival mode. I created you for peace, for joy, and for a life where you trust in my provision more than your own ability to predict tomorrow. And tonight, I am calling you back to that place of serenity and trust. Listen closely to the whisper in your spirit that tells you there must be more to life than this cycle of stress and apprehension. For that is my spirit gently nudging you toward the sanctuary of my presence. You have tried to build walls to protect yourself, but those walls have only served to isolate you and keep the sunlight of my love from warming your face. Tear down the defenses you have built out of fear and allow me to be your fortress, a stronghold that does not trap you inside, but keeps the enemy and his lies of inadequacy and impending doom firmly outside. You may have noticed that lately, your emotions feel closer to the surface, that tears come more easily, or that you feel deeply affected by the pain of the world around you, and you have mistaken this for a sign of breaking down. I want to reveal to you that this sensitivity is actually a sign of your tender heart, a heart that I molded to be compassionate and receptive to my voice. The enemy wants you to believe that your feelings are a liability, but I tell you that your ability to feel deeply is a gift that allows you to connect with my heart, provided you do not let those feelings drown you. There is a distinct marker upon your life that sets you apart, a longing for something eternal that the temporary pleasures of this world can never satisfy. And this is why you feel so restless when you try to fit into the molds that society offers. You worry about your purpose, about whether you are doing enough or being enough, but these worries stem from a misunderstanding of your value. Your worth is not determined by your productivity or your social standing, but by the fact that you are my child, and this sign of restlessness is simply your soul crying out for its true home in me. I know that you often feel like a sponge, absorbing the negativity and stress of the people around you, carrying loads that were never meant for your shoulders. And this empathy leaves you feeling depleted and vulnerable. This is a sign that you are called to be an intercessor, a prayer warrior. But you must learn to give those burdens to me immediately rather than keeping them as souvenirs of your compassion. You are feeling the weight of the world because you have not yet fully learned to transfer that weight to my infinite strength. But we will walk through this lesson together, hand in hand. Do not ignore the gentle tug in your heart that urges you to seek quiet moments, even when your schedule is packed and the demands of life are screaming for your attention. That desire for solitude is a sign that your spirit is malnourished and needs the bread of life that can only be found in the stillness of my presence. You worry that taking time for yourself is selfish, but I tell you that coming to me is the most necessary act of your day, for it is in the secret place that I equip you with the armor you need to face the battles that await you outside. You have felt a growing dissatisfaction with the noise and the hustle of the culture you live in, a sense that the things everyone else chases are merely dust in the wind. And this realization has caused you anxiety because you feel out of step with the world. This is a blessed sign that your eyes are opening to the reality of my kingdom, and that you are maturing in your faith, moving beyond the superficial and into the deep waters. Do not fear this separation from the crowd. Embrace it, for it is in the quiet wilderness that I speak the clearest and most profound truths to my prophets and my beloved ones. I see the struggle you have with the what-ifs, the scenarios of disaster that play on a loop in your mind. What if the money runs out? What if the diagnosis is bad? What if I am left all alone? These are not just random thoughts. They are targeted arrows from the enemy designed to paralyze your faith and keep you from stepping into the destiny I have prepared for you. By acknowledging these fears to me, you are not giving them power. You are exposing them to the light of my truth, where they wither and die because they cannot survive in the presence of my perfect love. You often feel a tightness in your chest when you think about the future of your family, worrying if you have done enough to protect them, or if you have made the right choices to secure their happiness. This protective instinct is a shadow of the fierce love I have for you, but when it turns into worry, it implies that you love them more than I do, which is impossible. I am the ultimate father, and I love your family with an everlasting love. When you release them into my care, you are placing them in the safest hands in the universe, freeing yourself to love them without the crushing weight of fear. There is a loneliness that plagues you even when you are in a room full of people, a sense that no one truly gets the complexity of your thoughts or the history of your pain. This struggle is a painful one, but it is also a divine setup to drive you into a deeper intimacy with me. For I am the only one who can fully know and fully love you without condition. I allow you to feel this void not to punish you, but to show you that no human relationship can ever fill the God-shaped space in your heart that is reserved for me alone. You have been battling a sense of unworthiness, haunted by past mistakes and failures that you think disqualify you from receiving my help or entering into my rest. You worry that you have messed up too many times, that you have strayed too far, or that you are too broken to be fixed. But I want to wash those lies away with the truth of my grace. My mercy is new every morning, and your past does not define your future. The only thing that matters is that you are here now, willing to let me hold you and heal the wounds that you have been hiding from the world. I know the financial pressure that keeps you awake, the mental calculations you do over and over again, trying to make the ends meet, feeling the suffocating grip of scarcity. You worry that you will go under, that you will lose what you have worked for. But I am Jehovah Jireh, your provider, and I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. Your resources may be limited, but mine are limitless. And when you shift your focus from the size of your lack to the size of my abundance, you open the door for miracles and provision that logic cannot explain. The fear of rejection has caused you to wear a mask, to say yes when you wanted to say no, and to overextend yourself until you are burnt out and resentful. You worry that if people saw the real you, or if you established boundaries, they would leave. But this fear is a prison that keeps you from experiencing genuine love. In my arms, you are free to be exactly who you are, without performance or pretense. I love the authentic you, the one who is tired and imperfect, and I want to teach you how to live from a place of approval, not for it. You struggle with the speed of life, feeling like you are constantly behind, constantly failing to keep up with the expectations of others and the demands of a fast-paced society. This rush creates a chronic low-level anxiety that buzzes in the background of your mind, making it impossible to truly relax or enjoy the moment. I am calling you to step off the treadmill of comparison and competition and walk at the pace of grace. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, and I never rush my children. There is a deep-seated fear of the unknown that grips you when change is on the horizon, causing you to cling tightly to the familiar even when it is painful or no longer serves you. You worry that change means loss, that the next chapter will be worse than the last. But I am the God of new beginnings, and I go before you to prepare the way. Trusting me means letting go of the shore and allowing the river of my will to carry you to places you could never reach by your own striving, places of abundance and beauty. I see the anxiety you feel about your health, the way every ache and pain triggers a spiral of catastrophic thinking, making you feel fragile and unsafe in your own body. You worry that your body will betray you, but I am the great physician, and I hold the breath of life in my hands. While you should care for your temple, do not let the fear of illness rob you of the joy of living. Entrust your physical being to me, for I sustain you moment by moment, and my spirit creates life within you. You battle with the voice of the accuser who whispers that your prayers are not working, that I am distant, or that I do not care about the details of your life because you haven't seen the breakthrough yet. This is the greatest struggle of all, the battle for your faith, and I want to assure you that silence is not absence, and delay is not denial. I am working in the unseen realm, orchestrating events in your favor. And just because you cannot see the harvest yet does not mean the seeds you planted have not taken root. Now, receive this revelation that will change the way you see your worries. The storm you are facing is not a sign of my absence, but the very environment where my power is made perfect in your weakness. You have been looking for a way out of the storm, but I am offering you peace within the storm, a shelter that moves with you, a calm center that remains unshaken regardless of what is happening around you. The shelter is not a physical place. It is a spiritual position, a posture of the heart where you abide in me and I abide in you. Understand that worry is, in essence, a misdirected imagination. It is using the creative power I gave you to visualize disaster rather than to envision my promises. When you worry, you are meditating on the lies of the enemy. But when you worship and trust, you are meditating on my truth. I am inviting you to flip the script, to use that same mental energy to imagine my hand moving in your life, to visualize my angels protecting your home, and to see your problems bowing down to the name of Jesus. The shelter of my arms is accessible to you instantly, at any moment, simply by shifting your focus from the problem to the problem solver. It is a divine exchange. You give me your ashes and I give you beauty. You give me your heavy spirit of mourning and I give you the garment of praise. You do not have to earn this shelter or qualify for it by being strong. You enter it by surrender, by admitting you cannot do it alone and collapsing into the grace that is already catching you. You must realize that your need for control is the very thing that is blocking your peace. You are holding onto the steering wheel so tightly that your knuckles are white, terrified of crashing. But my child, I know the road, I know the destination, and I know the obstacles that lie ahead. When you let go and let me drive, you are not losing control. You are delegating it to the one who cannot crash. True safety is found not in your grip, but in mine. I am revealing to you that many of the things you worry about are shadows, illusions created by fear to look like giants, but they have no substance and no authority over a child of the King. When you view your problems through the lens of your own limited resources, they look impossible, but when you view them through the lens of my omnipotence, they become small. Shift your perspective from the size of your mountain to the size of your God, and watch as the mountain begins to crumble into the sea. The peace I offer is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of me in the midst of trouble. It is a supernatural tranquility that defies logic and confuses the enemy. The world expects you to panic, to fall apart, and to despair, but when you stand firm in my shelter, you become a living testimony of my power. Your peace is a weapon, a shield that quenches the fiery darts of the wicked one, and it is your birthright as a citizen of heaven. Know that I am using this season of uncertainty to deepen your roots, to teach you how to draw water from the deep wells of salvation, rather than the shallow puddles of worldly comfort. If everything were easy, you would never know me as your rock, your fortress, and your deliverer. You would only know me as a casual acquaintance. I am refining your faith like gold in the fire, removing the impurities of self-reliance so that you can come forth shining, unbreakable, and fully dependent on my strength. The shelter of my arms is a place of total acceptance, where you do not have to hide your tears or suppress your emotions. I collect every tear you cry in a bottle. I count the tossings of your sleepless nights. I value your pain because I value you. Healing begins when you stop fighting your feelings and bring them into the light of my presence, allowing my love to wash over the raw places of your soul like a soothing balm. You have believed the lie that you are alone in your suffering, that no one cares, but I am revealing to you that I am closer than your very breath. I am the God who sees, El Roy, and I have never taken my eyes off you for a single second. I have been with you in the valley, and I will be with you on the mountaintop. Your solitude is an illusion. My presence is the reality, and when you tune your heart to my frequency, you will hear the constant whisper of my love assuring you that I am here. The enemy has tried to use worry to distract you from your destiny, to keep you so focused on survival that you forget about your purpose. But I am breaking that chain today. I am declaring that your purpose is greater than your panic, and your calling is stronger than your fear. You are not just surviving. You are in training for reigning, being prepared for a victory that will bless not only you, but everyone who hears your story of deliverance. I am teaching you the art of casting your cares, not just acknowledging them, but forcefully throwing them onto my shoulders, knowing that I am big enough to handle them. Imagine yourself physically taking those bags of worry, the debt, the conflict, the illness, the doubt, and handing them to me, leaving them at the foot of the cross and walking away light and free. This is an active choice you must make daily, sometimes hourly, until your spirit learns the rhythm of trust and release. The shelter I provide is also a place of wisdom. For when your mind is clouded with anxiety, you cannot hear the instructions I am sending you for your breakthrough. Panic creates noise, but peace creates clarity. When you quiet your soul in my arms, you will begin to receive the strategies, the ideas, and the solutions that have been eluding you. Stop striving and start listening, for the answer you need is waiting for you in the stillness of my presence. Realize that your worth is not tied to your ability to solve every problem or fix every broken thing in your life. You are valuable simply because you are mine. You can stop striving for perfection and start resting in your identity as a beloved heir to the kingdom, where all that belongs to me belongs to you. This revelation removes the pressure to perform and replaces it with the freedom to be, to simply exist in the sunshine of my favor. I am turning your valley of a chore, trouble, into a door of hope, transforming the very thing that caused you the most pain into the gateway for your greatest blessing. The worry that has plagued you is being converted into a testimony of faith. The fear that paralyzed you is being transformed into courage that will inspire others. Nothing is wasted in my economy. I redeem it all, and I am rewriting the end of your story to be one of triumph, not tragedy. You have been waiting for the storm to pass before you praise me, but I am revealing to you that the highest form of faith is to praise me while the wind is still howling. Praise is the key that unlocks the door to my shelter. It changes the atmosphere, lifts your spirit, and invites my power to intervene in your situation. When you lift your voice in gratitude despite your circumstances, you are building a roof over your head that worry cannot penetrate. Understand that I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, which means I am already at the finish line of your life, and I have seen that you make it. I have seen the resolution of the problems that are keeping you awake. I have seen the restoration of the relationships that are broken. I have seen the healing of the wounds that are bleeding. You are reading the middle of the book and getting anxious, but I wrote the ending and I promise you, it is a good one. The shelter of my arms is a place where time stands still, where the urgency of the world melts away, and you are reminded of the eternal perspective. In the light of eternity, your current troubles are but a fleeting breath, a light affliction that is preparing for you an eternal weight of glory. This perspective shifts your focus from the temporary pain to the everlasting joy that awaits you, giving you the endurance to keep going one more day. I want you to know that I am a jealous God, jealous for your trust and your heart. I do not want you to share your dependence with the world's false comforters. Alcohol, entertainment, food, or shopping may offer temporary numbness, but they cannot offer the deep, soul-satisfying peace that I give. Come to the source, drink from the living water, and you will never thirst again. Find your shelter in the rock of ages, which never crumbles and never fails. This is the moment where you decide to evict the tenant of fear from the house of your mind and welcome the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. You have the authority given by my Son to speak to the storm and say, "Peace, be still," and to command your own soul to bless the Lord. Exercise that authority now. Do not be a victim of your thoughts, but be a victor who takes every thought captive and makes it obedient to Christ. My shelter is not a hiding place from reality, but a launching pad for your destiny. It is where you get recharged so you can go back out and be a light in the darkness. You are not retreating to escape. You are retreating to be empowered, to be filled with the Holy Spirit so that you can face the world not with fear, but with the boldness of a lion. You are safe here, you are loved here, and you are being strengthened here for the glorious future I have planned for you. My child, as you hear these words, I want you to physically feel the tension leaving your body, starting from the top of your head down to the soles of your feet. Let your shoulders drop, unclench your jaw, and open your hands in a gesture of receiving, for I am pouring out a fresh anointing of peace upon you right now. I am commanding the angels to encamp around you, to guard you in all your ways, and to create a perimeter of holy protection that the enemy cannot cross. I encourage you to stop looking at the calendar with dread and start looking at it with expectation, for I have appointment dates with destiny marked out for you that you know nothing about. There are blessings heading your way that have been delayed but not destroyed, packages of favor that are about to be delivered to your doorstep. Lift up your head, for your redemption draws nigh. The night is almost over, and the morning star is about to rise in your heart. Do not let the news of the world terrify you, for kingdoms rise and fall, but my kingdom is unshakable, and it is established in your heart. You are in this world, but not of it. You operate under a different economy, a different set of laws, and a different king who has never lost a battle. Stand firm in your citizenship of heaven, and let the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. I am calling you to be a shelter for others, to comfort those in any trouble with the comfort you yourself have received from me. As you share your story of how I carried you through the anxiety and the fear, you will become a beacon of hope for others who are drowning. Your pain has a purpose. Your scars are stripes of honor, and your testimony will set the captives free, multiplying the victory I am winning in you today. Remember that faith is like a muscle. It must be torn in order to grow stronger, and these trials have been the gym where your spiritual muscles are being built. You are stronger than you think, more resilient than you know, and more courageous than you give yourself credit for, because my spirit lives in you. You are not a grasshopper in a land of giants. You are a giant slayer, anointed to bring down the strongholds of fear in your bloodline. I encourage you to speak life over your situation. Instead of saying, "I am so worried," say, "I am trusting God." Instead of saying, "I don't know what to do," say, "God is directing my steps." Your words have the power of life and death, so use them to build a shelter of faith around you, not a prison of doubt. Prophesy to your dry bones and tell them to live. Prophesy to your storm and tell it to cease. Speak what I speak, and watch your reality align with my truth. Rest in the knowledge that I am the good shepherd, and I lead you beside still waters and restore your soul, even when the path walks through the valley of the shadow of death. You do not need to know the whole map. You only need to know the shepherd, and I promise I will never lead you off a cliff. Follow my voice, stay close to my side, and you will find that the journey, though difficult, is full of small miracles and mercies along the way. Let go of the regret of yesterday, for you cannot change it, and let go of the worry of tomorrow, for you cannot control it. Live in the sacrament of the present moment. I am the I am, not the I was or the I will be. I am found in the now, in this breath, in this heartbeat. Meet me here in the present, and you will find that there is grace sufficient for this very second, which is all you ever have to handle. I am breaking the generational curse of anxiety and fear that has plagued your family line. It stops with you, here and now, by the power of the blood of the Lamb. You are a new creation, pioneering a legacy of faith and peace for your children and your children's children. Stand your ground and declare that your house is a house of peace, a sanctuary where the spirit of fear is not welcome and has no legal right to abide. Embrace the seasons of waiting, for they are the winter that prepares the soil for the spring. The silence is not rejection, but incubation. Something beautiful is growing in the dark, something that needs the shelter of obscurity to form, before it is ready for the spotlight. Trust the process, trust the timing, and trust the gardener who knows exactly when to bring you into bloom. I want you to know that your value is not diminished by your struggles. A diamond in the dust is still a diamond, and you are precious in my sight regardless of how messy your life feels. I am polishing you, not to hurt you, but to make you reflect my glory more brilliantly. Do not despise the day of small beginnings or the season of refining, for the result will be a radiance that draws the world to the light of my love in you. Take this message as a sign that I have heard your cry, that I have seen your tears, and that I am moving on your behalf even as you listen. The very fact that you are here, receiving these words, is proof that I am pursuing you, wooing you back to the place of safety. You are not forgotten. You are the focus of my affection, and I will move heaven and earth to ensure that you fulfill the destiny I have written for you. I commission you now to walk in this newfound peace, to wear it like a cloak that protects you from the cold winds of the world. When worry tries to knock on your door again, point to the sign on your heart that says, "Occupied by the Prince of Peace," and do not let it in. You have the keys to the kingdom. Use them to lock out the lies and lock in the truth. Remember, my child, that the eagle does not fight the storm. It uses the winds of the storm to lift it higher, above the clouds where the sun is always shining. I am calling you to mount up with wings like eagles, to let the adversity lift you closer to me rather than dragging you down. Your perspective is changing. Your altitude is increasing. And from where you are sitting with me in heavenly places, the problems of earth look very small indeed. I promise you that I will never leave you nor forsake you. I will be with you until the end of the age, through every high and every low. You are safe in my arms, the safest place in the universe, and nothing can pluck you out of my hand. Go now in peace, sleep in peace, live in peace, for I am with you, I am for you, and I love you with an everlasting love. As you prepare to rest or continue your day, carry this truth like a treasure in your pocket. I am your refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore you will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, and know that I am your Father. Be still and find your shelter in me. The battle is not yours, but mine. You can put down your sword and pick up your song, for praise is the weapon that confuses the enemy. Sing in the shower, sing in the car, sing when you feel afraid, for the sound of worship clears the air and builds a throne for me to inhabit. You are surrounded by songs of deliverance. Listen closely, and you will hear heaven singing over you. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten, the time lost to worry and fear. I am a God of redemption, and I can do more in a moment than you can do in a lifetime of striving. Trust me to accelerate your blessings, to make up for lost time, and to bring you into a season of harvest that will overflow your barns. The days of mourning are over. The days of joy are beginning. You are a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and your peaceful spirit and glorify your Father in heaven. Your peace is contagious. Your calm is magnetic. People will ask you the reason for the hope that lies within you. Be ready to tell them about the shelter, about the arms that caught you when you fell, and lead them to the same safety you have found. Finally, my beloved, I bless you with the peace that passes all understanding, with the joy that is your strength, and with the sleep of the beloved. May your dreams be sweet, your mind be quiet, and your heart be full of the assurance that you are held, you are known, and you are infinitely loved. Rest now, for I am watching over you, and I never slumber nor sleep.